Oh, I totally believe that creativity is an addiction. It's got you, and you're going, I got to get away, or it's not giving you enough. It's a struggle. It's a daily struggle. And you think you've got this thing beat, or you've got this relationship with it, and all of a sudden it's like it turns immediately. Or you're doing something because creativity got an ugly face, and you have a reaction to it, and now you've got a habit. Unplugged, because we will always say yes to creativity. Totally uncut, because we all make mistakes. So turn it into a tool. This is Arroe Unplugged. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Can I start it off that way? I hope you're having a beautiful day. I was just with Sam J. Jones, and we started the conversation with something very positive, because he says, I'm fantastic. And I said, ooh, wait a second. Someone who says they're fantastic has to live that life. That is something you have to live up to. And he goes, I'm not going to be that guy who says, I'm having an okay day. No. I'm always going to say it's a fantastic day. And just saying that, it just gives you that empowerment. It gives you that confidence that we're going to take a step forward. Our neighborhood gathered last evening to celebrate the end of the summer. It's an annual event, blessed with multiple flavors of ice cream and everything that goes with it. For the past 2 years, though, this was nearly impossible due to COVID-19. All of that togetherness was kind of set to the side. Even though we did get together, it wasn't in the large group that we had last night. Last evening was an experience amongst itself. It was just very different because it was the new, the young, the old, the past, and the present residents arriving in the same place at the same time inside this circle of continuation. I love the feeling of knowing how strong we are as a neighborhood and how helpful we remain. We're lucky. We're blessed. Encouraged to always make time available to be present with each other's challenges and changes while setting the dates for the next chili cook-off and, of course, the Christmas party with the white elephant game. Always in the mindset of growing together while moving forward. This includes 2-year-old Garrick. Yep, Garrick was there last night. And what's so freaky weird about that is that my wife and I in this neighborhood have seen so many children grow from the thought of having children into adults that are now out into the real world. Blows me away. But I love it. It's part of the journey, the walk forward. Hey, it's Arroe. This is The Daily Mess, a chronological walk through an everyday world. I am a daily writer. I pay attention. And I don't know if that's because my father used to tell me all the time, pay attention. Pay attention. You'll see things that'll happen, but if you don't, it's because you didn't pay attention. So you've got to really be aware. And that might be the sergeant in him because he was a sergeant in World War II. Imagine being in Germany during those winter months and you took your mind off the game. You weren't paying attention. Ooh. This is The Daily Mess. We've all had that feeling. And maybe not. But that feeling of always feeling late for something. No matter how early I arrive to an event, I feel like something could go wrong and that could cause me to be late. Allegrophobia is what that's called. Time anxiety. People who dread the passage of time. You feel like you're wasting time and it's too late to begin something brand new. Those that suffer live by the calendar. Oh, that's me. I always tell people I live by my Google Calendar. Now, the question is, what causes this? And of course, I had to do some research on it. And research shows it could be the fear of living without meaning, a need to please others, being judged by others. So now I got to know, how are we going to manage this, right? Well, it means being aware of what your triggers are. Make yourself mindful of what's important in your place of now. And this is a daily discipline. This is not going to happen overnight. Or like the doctor once said to me, you've got 60 years of bad habits. You're not going to be over this in 6 weeks. That's pretty heavy to come from somebody, a professional. You've got to always know where you are. And you know what? I talked about professionals. They're always there to help you. Nothing happens in my day until I write. That is the very first thing that I do the second I get out of bed. I write. And yet, at 8:12 this morning, I knew I was running late to get into the studio. I was 12 minutes late because I have to be in there at 8 o'clock, but I was 12 minutes late. Oh, it's not a burning feeling or an irritating itch. The feeling is disappointment. Being disappointed in yourself because you're 12 minutes late. Those moments where you think you're in control, but you're not. I saw him in martial arts, becoming a 3rd-degree black belt. He used to tell me all the time, he says, "Are you in control?" Yeah. But can you control being in control? No, there's a lot of things around me that are moving. Okay, you've got to be able to be in control if you want to be in control. But you can't control the elements of the atmosphere around you. So therefore, when it gets chaotic, then the chaos inside your mind, body, and soul is going to sit there in front of you. And you have to decide on that spot, what do I have control of? The feeling of always being late. I live by the mantra, 3 hours early is 6 hours too late. So obviously somewhere along the line, I must have been late. Well, I proved it this morning. Coming into the studio 12 minutes late. And so it's that feeling of being disappointed. The daily discipline of always being aware. That feeling of, I prepared for this, but I was late. I'm Arroe, and that's the Daily Mess.